Today we're going to make some zucchini fries. This time of year, if you have a garden, you have lots of zucchini. They're everywhere right now. I've got a couple of yellow zucchini. We're going to make some fries with them. To do this, we're going to use some panko breadcrumbs. I like these because they get nice and crispy in the oven, but you could use regular breadcrumbs. We're going to use some mixed Italian seasoning, a couple of eggs, and some Parmesan cheese. It can be freshly grated or from a package. Just don't use the shaker stuff. And a little bit of olive oil and some salt and pepper. So I'm going to show you how to put all this together in a sec. First thing we're going to do is we're going to cut the zucchini into fries. So I'm going to cut off the stem and the flower ends, and then I'm going to cut it in half, and then I'm going to cut in half lengthwise, and then I'm going to cut in half again and again. So we have some nice thin strips of zucchini. These will cook pretty quickly. If they're too thick, you might end up with a burned outside before you have a cooked inside. So I'm going to cut up two like this, and then I'm going to show you how to bread them. All right, so we've chopped up all our zucchini into fries. I have a baking sheet here with some parchment paper. You could also just spray a plain baking sheet if you don't want to use parchment or foil. And then we're going to take our zucchini and we're going to dip it in the egg, and then we're going to dip it in our seasoned breadcrumbs. So the breadcrumbs have been mixed with the mixed Italian seasoning, a little bit of salt and pepper, and some olive oil just to moisten them a little bit and to help with browning. So we're going to dip in the egg, and then we're going to dip in the breadcrumbs, and we're going to put those right on our baking sheet. It's a good idea to keep one hand clean when you're doing something like this, just in case you have to grab something. This is also a fun thing for kids to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bread the rest of these, and then we're going to put them in the oven, and we're going to make a dip to go with them. All right, these are ready to go in the oven. So it's at 425. We're going to bake these for 15 to 20 minutes or until they're soft and crispy on the outside. Once your fries are ready, you can eat them plain or you can dip them in a sauce. Tomato sauce is good, or whatever you like. However, today we're going to make a ranch dressing. This is a really nice recipe because you can pretty much make it from anything you have in your fridge or freezer and pantry. In this bowl, I've got half a cup of plain yogurt and 2 tablespoons of mayonnaise. And to that, I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of olive oil, and I've got 2 teaspoons of lemon juice. And then for our spices, I've got a half a teaspoon of kosher salt, a half a teaspoon of dried parsley, a 1/4 teaspoon of dried dill, a 1/4 teaspoon of paprika, and 1/8 teaspoon each of onion powder and garlic powder. So we're just going to add all that to our dressing. And this is quite thick, so it really is intended to be a dip. If you wanted to make this into a salad dressing, you could thin it out with a little bit of milk or buttermilk. And that's done. So this will get better the longer it sits. So the earlier in the day you make it to go with your zucchini fries or your veggie tray or whatever, the better it will be. So the fries are out of the oven. They're nice and brown and golden delicious and crispy, and there's a little bit of ranch on the side. So I hope you enjoy this recipe, and we'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.